Yo, what's going on, guys? And today I want to talk about potential moves the Utah Jazz could be making at the deadline. So let's get right into it. I want to hear your thoughts down below. If you're a Utah Jazz fan, what trades are you making? And if you guys agree with any of the trades I make, I want to hear your trade proposals down below. Let's get right into today's video. Like and subscribe for more NBA content. So with only 3 days left till Thursday afternoon's trade deadline, this week promises to be a busy one. We've already seen a few trades go down with Norman Powell and Robert Covington going to LA from the Trailblazers. And the Cavaliers just got themselves Karis LeVert. But the Utah Jazz continue to be active on the market right now. And this is all according to The Athletic. They continue to look for help as they hope to propel into a deep playoff run. And their needs are simple, but they're multiple. And look, the Jazz need another perimeter defender and one who doesn't have to sacrifice any of the shooting on the roster. With Joe Ingles out for the season with a torn ACL, the Jazz need to figure out the 20 minutes a night in their rotation that are now vacant because of his absence. And the Ingles injury has changed the market a bit for the Jazz. Sources said he held interest before the injury as a player who could potentially help a team out with his expiring contract. Now with the injury, his presence in a deal is strictly as a contract. That's all he's worth because he's an expiring deal. So it's not impossible to trade the contract for a potential role player. They're going to have to probably tag along a pick. And Ingles himself knows and acknowledges that his contract could be traded by Thursday, as he's told media recently that he would welcome a potential return to the Jazz. The Jazz themselves are not closing the peripheral book on a potential return, even if he were to be traded in the coming days. But look, they would have to attach draft capital, like I previously mentioned, with Joe Ingles' contract to bring in a rotational player. And the question is, how far would they be willing to go? They are likely to hesitate to include a first-round pick in any deal that isn't a no-brainer for them in terms of the level of player returning. They have been a person who's focused on rebuilding their assets, which is one of the reasons they traded out of the first round of last summer's draft. They have valued the extra picks they've received in return as of late. And thus far, the Jazz have cast a wide net in terms of discussion. The team has also made a decision on, Daniel House Jr. And it seems like with that going forward, they would have signed him for the remainder of the year, and they're not. They're just letting him expire. And a trade target that I think could be somebody would be Josh Richardson. He's theoretically available, and he's not out of the price range. More importantly, Richardson's a guy who realistically could come in and help the Jazz right now. He's got great strength in his ability to stay in front of guards defensively. He's got good size at 6'5", and he can switch the perimeter from the three positions 1, 2, and 3. And he's roughly averaging 3.5 attempts per game from the three-point shot, and he's shooting around 40%. And I think he's somebody that they could go for. He could fit really nicely, between Bojan Bogdanovic, Mike Conley, and Donovan Mitchell, in my opinion. And he wouldn't really take any shots from those guys. So in this regard, I think the Utah Jazz, obviously, they've been pleased by Daniel House, but I definitely think they're trying to get someone better than Daniel House. Maybe they keep him, but, look, I think definitely Josh Richardson would be a great guy for them. And I think if you look around, there's a chance that the Jazz make a deal that include multiple players or even multiple teams because they've made a realization that they need to make a move. And look, the Utah Jazz, like I said, we're pleased with Daniel House, and there's a level of comfort with the Utah Jazz bringing back House, and he could get signed for the remainder of the season, but I think they want to look and try to do a bigger move if possible. And the Jazz are mindful of trying to walk the balance between attempting to fortify the roster for a stretch run while maintaining future flexibility. In other words, they're hesitant on mortgaging their future and trying to win a title this year. It's the reason why Utah is like to be careful of any trade that involves a first-round pick. Yes, Utah gave a first in order to move off of Derek Favors' contract this offseason, but that allowed the Jazz financially the flexibility to re-sign Conley, who's still playing at a high level. So now, is there a deal that the Jazz can get? And the answer is yes. Bringing someone who can guard and has length and athleticism to help out the group, maybe even have some three-point shooting, wouldn't hurt. On the other hand, the ceiling of this group still rests on how well Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert play when it truly matters. Over the next few days, we'll see what happens. So that's where I'm going to leave this video. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts down below in the comment section for right now. But yeah, so that's basically it for me, guys. I hope you guys do have a good one. Again, let me know those thoughts. that's it. I'm wrapping it up. I do have to go to my fraternity chapter. Also, my pants are undone. Holy crap! How did that happen?